All right, what's up, you guys? I have lipstick on my teeth. I hope you all are doing well. Let me move this light over here. I hope you all are doing well. Happy New Year. Blessings for this 2022. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it because we kind of have a lot to cover, but then not really. So yeah. First of all, let's take a deep breath and just release 2021 because it was a lot. A lot happened in 2021. A lot of good, a lot of crazy, a lot of bad. A lot of people are grieving. A lot of people are suffering PTSD from losses and trauma that they've experienced, not only just in 2021, but in the midst of the feelings, energetically and emotionally that 2021 brought. So I want you guys to give yourself a moment, give yourself a breath, give yourself a break to really come into this new year, this space. Because I tell you guys this all the time, and I'm going to say it again. This is just the calendar new year, the business new year, the fiscal new year. The real spiritual new year happens with March, with spring equinox. So we still got time where we're shifting through the cycles of last year. Be patient with yourself, but also focus. There's a reason why we had our new moon in Capricorn, and it's Capricorn season. This is a time to focus on your public authority, okay? Your career, your goals as it relates to money, as it relates to your legacy, as it relates to your discipline, and how you want to assert yourself, okay? So make sure that you are taking advantage of that energy, but at the same time, don't feel like you have to have it all together right now just because it's January and it's like, oh, well, new year, I have to be a new me. You should be becoming a new you, but it's okay if you're not there yet, okay? Jupiter is going to be in Pisces for a majority of the year. That means if you're emotionally okay, like if you're doing the emotional work, cleansing and clearing that you need to do, hey love, if you're doing the emotional work, cleansing and clearing that you need to do, then you will definitely reap the rewards of that. You know, if you're going to the spiritual depths that you need to go to, you will reap the rewards of that. If you're neglecting the depth, if you're neglecting the emotion, if you're neglecting the intimacy, the waters of yourself, then you're going to be in trouble. You're going to find yourself on an island, isolated with nothing. So I want to encourage you to stay connected this year to source, to spirit, to God, first and foremost. And secondary, stay connected to yourself. And just to reiterate what I just said in another way, God always lives inside of you. So if you're staying connected with yourself, you're deepening your connection with God, and you're killing two stones with one bird. Killing one bird with two stones. Two birds with one stone. However you say that shit. Two birds with one stone. I think that's how you say it. You know? So just make sure that you're taking advantage of that because it's going to be important. As we move through the year, for sure. Pluto is still transiting Capricorn, it's getting deeper into this Pluto and Capricorn generation before we move into Pluto and Scorpio. There's going to be a lot of reckoning, a lot of shifting. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to need some order, some routine, some structure. If you're not willing to adopt that, it is going to come back to haunt you. So just prepare for that. 2022. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0 is what? 6, right? 6 is the number of healing. It represents the beauty, the intelligence of God. You know, we went through 2021, the year of 5, and it was definitely 5. It was chaos, it was confusion, it was strife, it was struggle, it was test after test after test. It was tower after tower, revelation after revelation. And now 2022 is coming in and saying, all right, baby, I see you, I got you, we're gonna figure it out, okay? But you have to take action. You have to be prepared to move through a space of love and not fear. And that comes with letting go of those feelings of doubt, of negative self-talk, of feeling like you need to go above and beyond for everybody else but yourself. You know, we're moving away from that. So if you find yourself feeling selfish this year, it's fine. You're right where you're supposed to be. You're right where you need to be. And you just gotta make the most of it. You know, gotta make the most of it. Spirit is making room for you to make connections that are lasting and beneficial, not just connections that fill a void for you that you should be filling for yourself. And so you might find that you start separating from a lot of people. You move to a new place, you start a new career, you go to a new depth within your relationships. And it's definitely not by chance, it is by design. You know, last year we learned who our real friends and family were and how we needed to move accordingly to be our most authentic selves. And this year we're learning how to apply that and stand on our own 2 feet despite who might be around us or who has anything to say about it. Because this is the reckoning, this is the healing, this is the space of love and acceptance, but it's for yourself first, okay? So this year is definitely going to bring that. And I'm so sorry, y'all, that I had to re-record this live. I don't know why it didn't never load or post. And y'all ain't shit, because y'all ain't even tell me. Y'all was just going to let me think it was done, and y'all seen it. And then one of y'all reached out to me this morning and was like, hey, I can't watch the live. And then I went to try to watch it, and so here I am re-recording it. I hope I don't leave anything out pertinent that I put in the other live, but I think we're on track so far. We still have a lot to cover, but I think we're on track so far. So yeah, this is a year of 6, and I pulled out some cards from my numerology deck just because I thought it was very interesting. That's probably why Spirit told me to go to this deck. What are you laughing at? Because I told you that y'all ain't shit because y'all need to tell me. Spirit told me go to your numerology deck and pull out. It's all good. It's all good. And pull out the 6 card. So I did, and I'm gonna read it to you all. But first of all, it's blue. Blue is definitely a color of calming, of healing, of devotion, of psychic awareness and protection. Okay, so we're definitely bringing in that energy, right? And then 66, here again with the blue, and then healing. And I just told y'all that's what this year is bringing. So I thought it was very interesting that these are the messages on these cards. Now I knew it would be something similar to that, but I just thought it was interesting. And then also that these cards are blue, and blue is like such a close color to me personally. Not that it's my favorite color, but it is my grandpa's favorite color. and I work with a lot of blue candles. I use a lot of blue lotus, and I just work with the color blue a lot because I do a lot of psychic shit, and I like a healing work, and so it calls for that. And so, yeah, just thought it was interesting that they're blue, and love and healing hand in hand, things that I just discussed. And then I wanted to pull out 2 and 22 because it's 2022, right? So here we have the color of orange. We all know. And then let me go back to blue. So the third eye is a shade of blue. The throat is a shade of blue, right? So that's where we're at with chakras. Third eye and the throat, shades of blue. Follow me, okay? Then we got orange. Orange is a very sacral chakra energy. It's like attraction, abundance, confidence, joy, passion. You know, it's like I'm gonna have the patience to be able to trust my intuition before it makes sense and move into a space where I receive pleasure without questioning it, where I embrace joy without feeling like I need to turn it off before something bad happens, where I acknowledge my sensuality and my passion, right? So again, we're applying the authenticity and the passion that we found, and we're bringing some direction to it. And again, 2 + 2 + 2 is what? 6, right? And then Spirit said, okay, so what other cards in the deck equal up to 6? So I went, and we have 33. Now, we all know that 33 is a master number. It represents wisdom. It represents communication. It represents healing. It represents mastery. It really is about navigating the form of your tree in a way that allows for you to continue to sustain that and also expand, right? So I thought that I would read 33 and 6 to you guys because I feel like they bring the perfect message. And then y'all already know about yellow. Y'all already know about yellow. It's giving very much the sun, very much solar plexus, very much ancestral connection, very much spiritual completion, very much God source. Okay, solar plexus is also confidence, joy, will. Okay, it's Capricorn season. You need to be focused on your will. Saturn is coming, slugging that whip. But we'll talk more about Saturn and Capricorn season in the January live that we're going to do tonight. Whew. So, numerologically speaking, that is what's going on for this year. And I'm going to read these messages to you all, and then we're going to get into this glance ahead reading because we're already 15 minutes in, and I don't want to make this live too long. All right, so again, last year was 5. The year changed. It brought some upheaval, but it was all for the purpose of change, right? So now we're at the year of 6. It's the year of love, okay? It says this card indicates a need to see the world through the eyes of love and to remember that at all times that only love is real. When you look beyond the illusion to see the beauty in the world, you align yourself with Source and the intentions of your soul. Because you attract what you are, when you see through the eyes of love, that's what will surround you in all areas of your life. And I said at the beginning of this live that if you're good emotionally, if your heart is good and your emotions are pure and your connection is lit, everything else is going to flow. And this card is saying the same thing, this energy of 6, okay? This card also indicates a need to go within to recognize and address any limiting thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back from experiencing love and abundance. This is a time when you must ask yourself, am I truly open to giving and receiving love? Do I truly believe I am worthy of love? And do I really believe that love exists for me? Because love only comes when you believe that it exists. when you're open to giving and receiving it, and when you know that you are worthy. I tell y'all that all the time. When you love yourself hard, the people around you have no choice but to reciprocate that love and bring that same energy. There was a time when I had some draining ass people around me, and like I was depressed. I was like, it was a mess. It was a mess. My relationship was trash. Not the current relationship that I'm in, but back then, the relationship that I was in, trash. Basura. She was really just, I was giving everything, getting nothing. Can't even get a nut when I want it. Like, trash. Friends, trash. Not motivating me to do better. Just wanting to get fucked up all the time and fade into nothingness. Trash. Because I didn't care about myself. I was too busy trying to fill a void of loneliness because, oh, I'm an only child and I just want somebody to love me the way that I give love. And, oh, mama, always be me. So let me just sacrifice myself and offer myself up to the world. And now, bitch, no. Please, miss me with your bullshit. And I thank you. Because it's always going to be a no for me. Boundaries strong. Because I love myself. And my peace and my happiness is more important than anything. Because if I'm not at peace, if I'm not happy, I cannot do shit for you. Nothing. So, always know, when you love yourself, it's going to be reflected back into you in every way. And that's not just relationships. It's not just friendships. It's familial relationships. It's your work. It's everything. It's really everything. Now, it's not always going to be rainbows and fucking sunshine just because you love yourself. People going to always fucking try it. But I'm telling you, it's just a different energy. There's something about it that says, I'm not the one, and you're either going to rise to the occasion or you're going to move the fuck away from me. And people usually will do that. Every once in a while, you have somebody that wants to dip their toe in the pond and try it, and then you just have to move accordingly. And it is what it is. But other than that, it's like I've set the standard for myself, and you're going to follow suit, and that's it. Period. Okay? So I'm going to say that again. It says, do I really believe love exists for me? Because love only comes when you believe that it exists, when you're open to giving and receiving it, and when you know. Not when you think, not when you feel, okay? When you know you are worthy. In order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that are encouraging you to see and believe in love. When you believe in yourself and cherish your life as it is today, love will embrace you in ways you've never known. I'm going to say that again. When you believe in yourself and cherish your life as it is today, love will embrace you in ways you've never known. Unconditional love of self and others will attract more love and abundance into your life. And there is an affirmation. Write the affirmation down. Carry it with you as you move through this year. I see through the eyes of love and attract more love and abundance into my life. I see through the eyes of love and attract more love and abundance into my life. Okay? Like, I feel like I don't even need to read 33. And that just gave me what I needed. Like, I feel like we can move on. Let me just double check though, because Spirit wanted me to pull it out for a reason. So, Yep, I need to read this because I just talked about the throat and the third eye chakra and how you're going to have to really focus on those this year, and the opening and balancing of those with along with your other chakras, but those specifically is going to bring you what you need as far as keeping your emotional space free and clear, so you can receive the abundance that you're waiting for, the healing that you're waiting for, the healing that is for you in this year of 6, right? So it says this card indicates a need to communicate your thoughts and feelings and have the courage to speak your truth instead of keeping things to yourself out of fear of judgment, ridicule, or conflict. You must express your honest opinion. By doing so, you are releasing that energy from your being and promoting a healthy body and mind. This card indicates that you have something important to say. You are being encouraged to communicate or express yourself through writing, speaking, singing, dancing, acting, music, or art. You may prefer to compose poetry or note your thoughts in a journal and keep your ideas and feelings to yourself. Or you might choose to voice them to others so that you may give and receive guidance, wisdom, and hope. Whether your message is intended to inspire those around you or to simply heal yourself, it is important and necessary to help raise your own vibration, which in turn raises the vibration of the world. By communicating your truth, you create a healthy, harmonious life. Okay? Period. I'm going to leave that there. Now, I'm just going to go into this glance ahead, okay? And I was going to do the drawn out version that I was doing for my personal glance ahead readings, but I created a condensed version to do the TikTok reading, and I think I'm going to do that one for y'all, not because I don't feel like y'all deserve the drawn out version. I just feel like everything that I've already said in the beginning of this live is kind of redundant in some of the questions that are in the drawn out version. So I'm just going to do the condensed one to keep it, to keep it flowing the way that it needs to flow. Most of you are on the Moonlit Magicians or the Glow Up Goddess tier. If you have not already, please make sure that you reach out to me to schedule your quickie for the month or your Wake It Up forecast for the month. Now, you don't have to schedule your quickie at the beginning of the month like your Wake It Up forecast. Wake It Up forecasts need to be scheduled within the first week of the month because it is a glance at the month ahead, and then I'm doing your astrological transits for the month and all that. For you Moonlit Magician people, it's just a quickie. So when you need me during the month, that's when you want to schedule your quickie. It does not necessarily have to be at the beginning of the month. It can be whenever you want, but if you don't schedule it, then it doesn't roll over. You just don't get it. So make sure you schedule it. But yeah, I don't know. There was a reason why I started saying that, and it left me. So I don't know why. Oh, because I was gonna say, if you have questions like about specifically something that this year has to bring for you, and you don't want to book a full 12-month forecast with me, which you guys know that you do get your 15% discount, and that's all year. I've activated the discount code. I'm not gonna say it on this live. I sent it to you guys in a message so y'all know what it is. Just because I might end up making this live public, and I don't want the discount code to be public. But if you don't want to schedule a full 12-month forecast and you just want like a quick personal glance ahead for yourself that's more in depth, message me and I'll do a special for you guys. I'm not going to say yet what it is, but I'll do a special for you guys on that, and we can do it one-on-one. But yeah, so let me pull up this New Year's little condensed spread that I made from the glance ahead from Biddy Tarot. Question. Of course, this reading is going to be longer than 3 minutes, which is all I have for a TikTok. Stop telling my business. What business of yours am I telling? What'd I say? Of course, it's going to be longer than 3 minutes, which is all I have for a TikTok video. But I condensed the spread to 9 questions from 12. And it's basically previous year summary and lessons. Question 1. Question 2, aspirations and empowerment for the coming year. Question 3 is your obstacles. Question 4 is relationships and emotions. Question 5 is career and finances. Question 6 is spirituality and inner fulfillment. Question 7 is health and well-being. Question 8 is main point of focus and important lesson for the year. Question 9, overall 12-month message and oracle guidance. Okay, so I'm going to pull out the cards for this, and then we'll get into it. Y'all, I really want to take a sip of my tea, but I know it's too hot. And I already burned my damn lip last night drinking my tea when it was too hot. Oh, it smells so good. I just know it's good. Y'all, but I've been so tired like all week. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've just been like so drained and sleepy. Y'all, please drink some tea or some coffee, something hot. Like, I just feel like drinking tea is a ritual within itself because it's like herbs that you're drinking, you know, and you can drink certain teas based on the energy that you're trying to manifest in a day. And that's a ritual, you know. But not only that, with all of these COVID strains that are going on, if you're not taking any herbal preparation, if you're not getting the vaccine, or, you know, not taking any medicines or whatever, drinking tea is a great way to maintain your immunity as well. So just drink some tea. I know some of y'all are coffee drinkers, and I'm not a coffee drinker, so I honestly can't talk too much about coffee. I do use coffee for spiritual things, like fast results, protection, beauty, things of that nature, but I don't drink coffee. If you're a coffee drinker though, it applies as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Let's just go ahead and make it 10. Just to make it even for my sanity. Brady, you still ain't tell me what business of yours that I told. Cause I ain't even say nothing. Y'all, I said this live wasn't gonna be long, but it is. It's probably gonna be 45 minutes to an hour by the time I finish this reading. I'm not gonna apologize for it. Y'all, please watch it. Please comment on it. I'm giving some good shit in here. Already looking at these cards, I feel like this reading is about to be good. So I'm not gonna apologize. I was gonna do like a meditation in this live for y'all, but I'm not, because I don't want it to be too long. So when I re-record the Capricorn New Moon, y'all will do the meditation from that live, which is gonna be our Welcoming to Wealth meditation. It's only right that we do that for the Capricorn New Moon. And then when I do y'all's live tonight for the January glance ahead, we'll do another meditation. So those will be our meditative moments. But this live, I'm not gonna do it because I just have a feeling that this reading is not going to be quick. Not that I intended for it to be quick. I just used a condensed spread to keep it from being redundant. That's all. All right, I'm going to begin this reading with a postcard from Spirit. We're going to end this reading with the star seed like we always end with the star seed, baby. Ain't nothing new over here, okay? All right, it says, Dear you, the simple yet powerful law of cause and effect means everything is in relationship. Every action on earth has a consequence, and even in the spirit world, there is a consequence for every action taken on your behalf. Right now, you're facing conditions that were set in motion by past decisions. Consequences are coming into being in your favor. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at her. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition pays off. If some things are a little off and uncertain, know that whatever you are facing, you can step beyond it just by using your imagination and acting on that instead of reacting to what is being presented. Everything you think and do has far-reaching reverberations in the web of life. Move to higher ground and have faith that what goes around comes around. The universe is always self-correcting anyway. Isn't that amazing? Oh, how we adore you. No, I don't think that you do. I think that we'll be fine with what you're currently doing. You're already doing Global Goddess and the Bridge, so you'll have month by month. I did, like, right here, from drinking hot tea. So that message really affirms that, like, if you've been working to shift your karma and you know that, like, okay, I did some bad shit and now I've had to reap the consequences of it and things haven't been going my way, but I've been doing good and I just feel like I haven't been able to get I haven't been able to get out of this cycle. It's letting you know that, like, okay, the good things that you've been putting out into the universe are getting ready to come back to you. And you just continue self-correcting the same way that the universe does, and you'll be right in alignment. And not only that, but you are loved, supported, and adored through that process. Okay? Yeah, that's what that's saying for me. So previous lessons and previous year in a summary. We have the Queen of Wands and mating season. Listen, we all really found out who our real friends and family were. We found out who we can count on and who we can't. We leaned into our confidence and figured out what our power and strength are. or strengths are, even though we may not know how to fully apply them or walk into them yet. They were semi-identified within last year, and that's a beautiful thing. Aspirations and empowerment for the coming year. We have the Three of Cups and mental awareness. We need to understand that community is a good thing. We need to redirect our perception as it relates to relationships and building emotionally. I think that we're going to be empowered in our ability to be compassionate, empathetic, and intuitive. I think that we should aspire to be a little bit more patient and tolerant, to be a little bit more wise in our actions, like kind of like when you know better, you do better kind of thing, and to hold ourselves accountable for toxic emotional behaviors, communications, and actions. So yeah, that's our aspiration and empowerment, and that makes sense, especially seeing as how I talked about your emotions being the driving point of your manifestations within this year. First quarter of the year is going to be about action, protection, and defense. So again, I told y'all this is not our real new year. This is a fiscal new year. So we're taking action to maintain or plant seeds for our financial benefit and gain as the year progresses. Number one. Number two, we are setting lines of protection and defense to cover us in the event that things go awry or in the event that someone may be working against us. And number three, we're embracing our sensuality and sexuality, whether that's you actually out here having sex, whether that's you seducing yourself, whether that's you being more creative and taking on more creative projects, whatever that looks like for you. That's what we're focusing on when Mars comes up for the first quarter, okay? So what are our obstacles going to be this year? We have the Ten of Wands and One Love. Stop taking on other people's burdens in the name of love. It's okay to have boundaries when you love somebody. It's fine. You do not have to take on other people's problems. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to put yourself first. It's okay. You do not always have to carry the weight for everybody else. And the obstacle is that you're gonna let your heart get you caught up in some shit that you already did. You gonna let your heart, and you're trying to be tolerant and be fair and be not trying to be tolerant, trying to be tolerant and be fair and be loving. You're gonna let that put burdens on you that you don't need to carry. I'm gonna give y'all an example, and my example not gonna apply to y'all because y'all don't do what I do. But it's just like my friends and family. My phone be dry as hell all day, unless it's clients and people messaging me for bookings and like what to do and shit like that. Like my phone be buzzing with that kind of stuff. But as far as just people texting me and calling me, my phone be dry as hell. If my wife or Audie not calling me, or my mama, my phone really don't ring like that. So when my friends do call me, my like distant friends or family, typically they want something, and majority of the time they want me to do a reading for them, or they want some type of advice on like business or something. And I will straight up tell them, this is the link to my website, you can book here, and my schedule is there. Or they'll even call me and say, oh, my friend wants a card reading, or my friend wants to get a reading. Okay, you can give them the link to my website and they can book here. Now, me 4 years ago would have just been like, okay, you need a reading, let me just do it right now, make myself available and give you my energy right now because you need it right now and I love you right now. But me today, no, this is my job, first of all, so respect that. Second of all, I do not have time and energy to be taking on your problems and situations and trials and tribulations and giving you advice that you're probably not going to listen to for free. There is a reason why my prices are what they are, and I require people to invest in themselves, because I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not going to tell you, okay, this is what's going to happen and then that's going to be it. No, I'm going to tell you, this is what's going to happen. This is what you need to do if you do not want this to happen, and if you want this to happen. And I'm going to check back in with you, and I'm probably going to give you some assignments as well. And I'm not doing all of that for free or for fun, because I'm just beyond that. So if you want advice, then call me and say, hey, can I vent to you? Can you give me some advice? But don't ask me for no reading. And that's just my boundary. But I would get in my own way, giving that energy away to people for free all day, and then not being able to service clients that want to pay. I could get on live and do live readings for $20 a pop, and do 5 to 10 minute readings every $20, and like be racking up. Even if I only do 2 readings within an hour, that's $40 an hour that I'm making being live. So you really think that why would I get in my own way by giving you that time for free? It don't make no sense. So I'm not gonna do it. So don't get in your own way by doing shit for people that they should be doing for themselves, and setting proper boundaries. And not setting proper boundaries, excuse me, because that's the obstacle. When you have this coming up, it's like I want everybody to feel like they're a part of something. I want everybody to feel loved and appreciated. I want everybody to feel like they're on, and I'm carrying that on my back. No, because I don't even feel like I'm on. So let me just focus on me. Listen, y'all gonna have to learn that the easy way, the hard way this year. Spirit had already showed me that this year for me, even personally, it's gonna be about my business and my marriage. Like, everything else is secondary, and I don't care. Like, figure it out. If it's not about business, it's not about money, it's not about my wife, I don't know what to tell you. That's how it's already starting. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not doing it. I encourage you all to do the same. Okay. Yes, I do love this deck. One of the best gifts that I got. I've been using it every day since. Yeah, I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. Relationships and emotions. We have the Page of Pentacles and Rue. So here again, we get back to this space of, I'm planting new seeds in business. I'm planting new seeds in building my legacy. I'm planting new seeds of action, of commitment. But I have to honor my emotions at the same time. I got to make sure that I'm doing the healing that I need to do. And it's interesting that this Rue is 22, and I just keep telling y'all 2022, it's the healing, the emotions. Jupiter's in Pisces most of the year. It's going to flop to Aquarius, I think at one point, but majority of the year, it's going to be in Pisces. So your expansion is going to come through your ability to recognize, heal, and affirm your emotions. Okay, this card is about pain, the different shit that you've been through, the struggles, the strife, just trying to find what face you want to focus on. And the Knight of Pentacles is really an energy of like, I may not know I may not have the full picture yet, but I know I'm ready to move. I may not be fully committed to the thing yet, but I know I'm ready to take action. Okay, So when it comes to your relationships and your emotions, as long as you're ready and willing to plant the new seeds and do the work, Spirit's going to be there to solidify the foundation and make you feel home again in your heart. 2 + 2 is 4. 4 is the foundation for expansion, right? But if you're too caught up in the past pain and you're so busy always planting new seeds over here, over there, because you can't commit it to anything because you're afraid due to your past experience, you're going to get caught up in a vicious cycle that does not serve you or anyone else. So whichever side of that coin applies to you, you know, remember that as we move throughout the year. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. By the way, I am wearing Soul Snatcher by 11 Moons. You can purchase this lip gloss on my website, 11moons11.com/shop. All right. Physical health and well-being. Physical health and well-being. We got the Knight of Cups and Come Out and Play. Listen. Be soft. Be fun. Be free. Be romantic. Open up. Again, we come back to this energy of emotional freedom and fluidity. So that being said, if your emotions are free and fluid and romantic and loving and open, and you're willing to embrace the spirit of adventure, of travel, of connection, your money gonna be flowing, baby. If you don't wanna embrace that, you're gonna be stuck like Chuck, out of luck. Simple. Very simple. Second quarter of the year is going to be about the wisdom of the ancestors. So leaning into your spirituality, leaning into your connection with God, leaning into your spirit team. That does not have to look like you doing rituals every day or making an ancestral altar. It can, but it does not have to. It can be whatever that means for you. You might want to write letters to certain ancestors. You might want to just dress up every once in a while and honor your ancestors that way. You might want to take a long walk every once in a while. You know, it's up to you, whatever you want to do that. But it's about tapping into the wisdom of the ancestors in any way that you can. So after you've solidified your protection, defense, and taken the action in the first quarter of the year, the second quarter of the year is going to be about embracing the wisdom of your ancestors to continue to trudge ahead. Third quarter brings sacral chakra energy. It's very much pleasure, joy, creativity, abundance. But it's not going to come if you don't tap into that connection with source, tap into the wisdom of your ancestors, and know better, start doing better, and discerning better. Okay? So that's where we're at so far in the year. Spirituality and inner fulfillment. We have the Page of Cups. We got a lot of pages, so a lot of messages are going to be coming through. A lot of messages are going to be coming through for 2022. A lot of pages. Pages are indicative of inner child healing, especially for women, because it represents an energy of a young girl. And it's also messages coming through, of course, based on the suit of the page. You know, we've had so far the coins, so that's materially and physically speaking, and now we have the cups, so that's emotionally and fluidity speaking. That's not the word I wanted to use. I can't think of a word to put right there right now. It'll come to me though. But just like emotions and like how I would say intimacy, emotions and intimacy. So with that being said, spirituality and inner fulfillment, you can't be in this space where you think that you need to know everything and have like everything figured out and just have everything be black and white. Like, in order to do this, I need to do this. In order to do that, I need to do that. Like, the beautiful thing about the spiritual realm is that there are rules, but nothing is black and white. Nothing is black and white in the spiritual realm. Everything is fluid and connected. So with that being said, if I limit myself to only being able to manifest by scribing, for example, And I don't leave any other room for candle magic. I don't leave any other room for oil lamps. I don't leave any other room for spell work. I don't leave any other room for actually taking action. I just think that I'm gonna write shit down and then it's gonna come to me. I'm never gonna manifest shit. Never gonna manifest shit. So your inner fulfillment is going to be fueled by you embracing the fluidity of your inner child. Just play. Just, not that you need to be playing with spirit, but just play in a sense of like, just flow, just be. Whatever your heart and your spirit tells you to do, your intuition tells you to do, spiritually speaking, lean into it. And you'll find that slowly but surely, your fulfillment just continues building and building and building and building and building. And those gray areas become comfortable and start to make sense because there's no longer a need for you to choose between black and white. I always talk to y'all about integration, and this in the gray for me is really speaking to that point of integration, because it's like there's no need for you to choose between black and white when you can be comfortably in the gray, as you should be, because you can never go, you're never going to be good, and you're never going to keep flowing if you're always going to one extreme or the other. You got to figure out how to integrate shit. You got to figure out how to integrate things to work in your favor, and that's just how it is. That's what's going to fuel your fulfillment. If you don't do that, then it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. So be fluid, be free, be very intuitive and lighthearted about connecting and building your connection with spirit, and be okay in the space of the gray where it feels like you don't know what you're doing, because sometimes that is when your most powerful manifestations take place. Does that make sense? I hope that made sense. Physical health and well-being, we have the Four of Swords and choices. So your physical health is going to be based on your decision to be in your head about everything and drive yourself crazy mentally, or take the mental rest that you need to take when you need to take it. And it's that simple. If you're willing to rest, meditate, clear your mind, detox when you need to, your physical health will be fine. If you are not willing to do that and even drink more water, because Spirit says some of y'all are dehydrated, then you're going to have some problems, okay? Definitely drink more water and drink tea, y'all. I don't know why Spirit is laying so heavy on that today, but it is. So there it is. Main point of focus and lessons in 2022. Please be mindful of the messages that you receive and understand the power of written word, okay? Also, don't be afraid to take assessment and let go of what you need to let go of in order for what you actually want to be able to flow through. Embrace an attitude of patience. Just because it seems like something is not coming through when you want it does not mean that it is not going to come through at all. Don't be so caught up in your abandonment issues that you can't see the balancing of the scales happening and you give up before it's time, okay? That's going to be your lesson. Stay in it to win it, even when it gets hard, even when you don't have the inspiration. Keep that discipline. Keep that discipline. That's your focus. Discipline. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Discipline, balance, patience, okay? I talked about the first 3 quarters of the year. The last quarter of the year is going to be about mastery, completion, and foundation. You know, it's about celebrating the foundation of all active forces of God within you. Celebrating the foundation and balance of your watery, fiery, earthy, and airy aspects. Celebrating the balancing of your ego, shadow, intuition, and intellect. Celebrating the balancing of, you know, your direction, you know, north, south, east, and west, and figuring out, you know, where you fit in all of that, you know, because you've actually learned how to embrace it instead of trying to pick a, like, we really act like all of our inner aspects are like multiple choice questions on a test, and we can just choose one answer and that's going to be the right answer. It might be the right answer for that day, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be the right answer tomorrow. So you would be better suited to just learn how to integrate all of that shit and make it work together like a machine, such that what needs to come out when it needs to come out is just working. And it's not easy to do that. I even still struggle with that sometimes, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all, 2021, it was a lot easier than it ever has been in my whole entire life. And I was very blessed and abundant despite everything that I had going on, which was a lot. And so, like, I'm not trying to preach to y'all, but God showed up and showed out for me last year. Despite everything negative that I may have gone through, God really showed up and showed out for me because I believed in spirit. I believed in myself, and I was not taking any no's for an answer. And even though I may not have knew how it was going to happen, I just fucking knew that it was. And it did. And so, you know, you got to figure out how to claim that. People always ask me, like, how do you so easily trust your intuition, or how do you discern what's your intuition from your experience or what you think you know? And I'm just like, I can't explain how I do that because I just do it. I just do. And intuition most of the time does not make sense. It's not logical. I am a Capricorn Scorpio stellium. So I'm constantly battling between intimacy, depth, spiritual, metaphysical, and like structural and practical and intellectual. Constantly always battling between those realms. But this year, Spirit said, you know when to use what. So call on what you need when you need it and go. Stop thinking that you have to choose one side or the other. And I was like, all right, I hear you, and I'm going to do it. And I feel like 2022, I'm going to be reaping the reward for that. But my Capricorn side is saying, hey, you got to come back in and start being more practical and methodical and disciplined in your action. I was consistent and methodical, but I got to be like, I got to work. Not that I don't work, but I got to work. Like, go hard or go home type of work. And I'm here for it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. So whatever that is for you, you know, that's just me, what I have going on. But whatever that is for you, tap into it. Don't wait until March to start getting your shit together. Start now. And then that way, from March to December, you can just flow. You can just really flow. Okay. Overall 12-month message and oracle guidance. Let's see what it's given. I'm going to pull some 11 Moons oracles and a star seed for us to wrap this up. Karmic completion. I've talked about that. I'm not going to go into it. We got Earth in reverse. So this is telling me, again, if your emotions are straight, if your spirit is straight, everything else is going to be straight. If you started at Earth, it's not going to work out. Surrender. Okay, surrender, 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 as simple as it sounds. And Binah, the divine intelligence of God. The form of your tree, the number 3. Binah is about creation. Okay, so basically what this is telling me is 2020 was a reckoning, a revelation. Okay, 2021 was like, after the revelation, we're going through the battle, we're going through the struggle, we're going through the confusion, the strife, the chaos, and now we've completed that karmic cycle. 2022 offers us a new beginning. This new beginning is not based in grounding. It is not based in material. It is not based in finance. It is based on surrendering to the divine intelligence of God, which first and foremost lives within you. So that's surrendering to your creativity, surrendering to your emotions, surrendering to your intuitions. It is only from those states that you will be able to progress as you move into this year and embrace the idea, or not even embrace the idea, but walk into a season of dominion, a season of mastery, okay? As you should, as you should. Now, I'm gonna pull a star seed, and then that is going to end this. We have, fall into my arms. This is my favorite card in this whole entire deck. I love this card. It's just so nurturing, so nurturing. Let's read it. Love, love, love this message. A, B, C, D, E, F. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often, we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things are bad, perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. See? 6, healing after the chaos, struggle, and strife. You're being invited to welcome the highs and lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. And there is a starseed activation. It says, I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. Right? So I will leave you all with that. I'm going to re-record the Capricorn New Moon live, and that'll be up here in a minute. And then later tonight, I will see y'all for our January forecast and astrological glance ahead, okay? Okay, I think we're recording now. I'm back, y'all, really quick with this Capricorn New Moon. I have to re-record this. I don't know why. The lives that I did on Monday night for some reason did not upload, but it's cool. I recorded the glance ahead, and now I'm gonna do the Capricorn New Moon. You guys already know it's the beginning of the year, meaning the fiscal year, the calendar year. It's all about business. Capricorn is very much Saturnian energy. So you need to be setting new intentions as it relates to your discipline, your finances, your public authority, and your legacy. It's really that simple. Journals. Where in your life do you need to invite more structure and organization? Where are you seeking external approval or validation? What is currently motivating your will? How is the devil, meaning like your shadow aspects and your obligation, hindering you in your process of shadow integration? And what lesson is Saturn teaching you at this time? Those are your journal. Oh, one more. How can you be more intentional in the act of sacrificing and purging? So those are your journals. I'm actually going to copy, paste, and send these to you all right now so that you can work on them for this week. These will also be very good questions to start the year with answers to. So I'm going to send those out. Typically, I would talk a lot about the astrology and what's going on astrologically speaking with the new moon, but y'all already know, and I've talked enough about it, so I'm not going to bore y'all. It's Capricorn season. It's very much 10th house energy again. Career, business, finance, public authority, discipline, will, structure, how you want to come off. What are you offering? These are the things that are going to be in focus. The moon is obviously no longer in Capricorn. However, the sun is still in Capricorn. Pluto is still in Capricorn. Venus is still in Capricorn. Mercury, has Mercury moved yet? Let me see. I want to say that Mercury has moved to Aquarius. Yeah, Mercury has moved to Aquarius effective the 2nd. So yeah, it's Capricorn season. Aquarius season is just gonna, or Aquarian energy with Mercury is just gonna break up the monotony that Capricorn can sometimes become a slave to. And so that'll be good. But I'm not going to go too deep into the astrological aspects because, again, I've been talking about it. And on the live that we're going to do tonight, I'm going to talk all about January astrology. So those are your journals. I'm going to send these to y'all now while I'm doing this live. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. I'm just all right, y'all. I'm almost done. I meant to send these to y'all yesterday. Most of you guys have your own decks, so I am including the oracle in here so that you can pull your own oracle when you do these. But if you don't want to pull an oracle, or if you don't have a deck, then you can just put whatever comes to you, like as far as additional guidance from this new moon. And think also about how you felt from the Capricorn full moon. And I will send that date to y'all if y'all need it, but really just Google it, because I can't think of it off the top of my head, and I don't feel like looking in my notes right now. Okay. The last one. Alright. And this is the last one, y'all. Come on. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so everybody has the journals. And like I said, most of y'all have your own decks. So I want y'all to use your own decks for that last one. The Oracle. So yeah, that will be pretty much that on that. So again, Capricorn New Moon, intentions for discipline, intentions for structure, intentions for routine, intentions for career, intentions for finance. These are the types of things that you want to be focused on. And I know that the moon has moved, but because this was our first new moon of the year, you still want to be setting these intentions and laying this groundwork until we get to our last quarter moon, which will be, or not last quarter moon, but first quarter moon, which will be on the 9th. Okay. So yeah, those are our journals. I did a huge ritual for this moon because I just felt like I needed to after everything that happened on Christmas and just how I was feeling and how I've been feeling about the new year too. I just felt like I needed to do something big. So I got 2 silver candles, 1 gold candle, 3 white candles. I went ahead and dressed the candles in 6 different herbs. And I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. I don't remember exactly what I used, but I know I used dill, cinnamon, blue lotus, jasmine, rose, and something else. I can't remember what else it was. I think it was basil maybe. And then I also used honey to dress my candles. Y'all just heard my thighs clap. That was like, I hope y'all couldn't hear that. Yeah, honey. I used some attraction oil, some money oil. I think that's all I dressed my candles with. I wrote down my petition, and I just, said my invocations and burned my candles down. I did use 2 silver chime candles, one gold, I forget what they're called, but like the long ones. So that one took a little while longer to burn down. It took a few hours. I used 3 tea lights, and then I've kind of kept it going with my candles, even past the new moon after they all burn down. So like I made a oil candle honey jar. So I put like the herbs that I wanted to use for prosperity, for discipline, protection. Put the herbs that I wanted to use in the jar. Put some essential oils for those same properties. Like I put bay rum. I put a little bit of rosemary. I put some sweet tobacco, some bergamot, some geranium, essential oils in there. I put some tiger's eye, some clear quartz, some rose quartz, and then my herbs that I just mentioned to y'all. I put those in there. I think I also put some lily in the jar. Put some oil in it, just some canola and olive oil, nothing fancy. And then I put a wick in the jar, and I'm gonna have that burning down. That's still burning, and I have some yellow bowl candles and 2 white candles that I'm still burning down, just to usher in healing, abundance, clarity, and protection as we come into the new year, and also affirm the intentions that I'm setting for this Capricorn New Moon. So that's what I did, ritualistically speaking. You guys can do whatever. If you haven't done anything, please do something, even if it's as simple as just writing your intentions down and sitting with them. Do something just to take advantage of this energy, okay? So that's what I did for ritual. I gave you all the journals. I was gonna do it on this live, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I just don't feel like it, so I'm not gonna do it. I recorded this live already, and I had to record it again, and the glance ahead again. The meditation that I was gonna do in this live was the Welcoming to Wealth. I don't feel like doing it. So if you want to do the Welcoming to Wealth meditation and absorb that energy for this new moon, which I would encourage you to do, go into the lives and find it and do the meditation. I've done it in plenty of different lives that y'all can go and look at it. I just don't feel like reciting it and taking the 20 minutes that it would take me to get through the meditation in this live. I honestly just don't, so I'm not going to. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the Capricorn New Moon reading for y'all, so that this live is not too long. I really want this live to be 30 minutes or less. So let me pull up the spread really quickly, and we're gonna start off with a postcard from Spirit. Remember, you're going to apply this to 10th house energy. So career, public authority, discipline, structure, depth, personal growth. Okay. Dearest you, there are times when you lose. There are times when loss is a part of life. Sometimes a loss is welcome, like when you leave a situation not in alignment with your highest good. Sometimes a loss is sudden and painful, like when a loved one crosses over to our dimension. Regardless of the nature of the loss and your control over it, your experience is asking to be acknowledged. Tears are necessary, as is grief. When you repress the natural expression of loss and try to move on too quickly, The unprocessed pain haunts you in destructive ways. We don't want that for you. Instead, let your heart break open wide. Feel the loss and integrate it. See the beauty that was, the lessons learned, and know that as you let go of what is past, ever more of you remains. It gets better, we promise. Your heart expands with more compassion for the world than ever before. Love heals all. We are loving you, sending you love, always and forever. Oh my God, y'all. I don't know if y'all needed to hear that, but I certainly needed to hear that. And earlier, I don't know if I talked about it in the video that I did earlier, that I said I was going to talk about it, but I was thinking about PTSD and how a lot of people are suffering PTSD from grief over 2020 and 2021. And that card just kind of reiterates that, you know, it's okay and it's going to be okay. And even if you don't feel like you have the strength to carry on right now, it's okay for your heart to break. It's okay for you to breathe, grieve, and be sad if you need to. And that's going to be very necessary in order to facilitate the financial and material growth that we're looking to bring forth, which is what this Capricorn New Moon is about. And I've said multiple times over that this year, emotions, your relationship with your emotions and your relationships with others, the way that you service others versus the service that you give to yourself, is going to be a huge determining factor in your financial health and wealth as we move through 2022. So this is definitely an affirmation of that. All right, so this is a 6-question spread. Question 1, what aspect of your life needs restructuring and shifting? We have the Page of Blades. So your mind, your perspective, your perception. Sometimes the best thing that you can do for yourself is shift your mindset and the way that you think about things. You know, that's the main thing that needs restructuring and shifting. I could definitely add more to that, but I'm not going to because it's really just that simple. How can you create more space for the discipline and motivation you need to align with your true purpose? You have the 9 of Rods. Understand and recognize that you've already been through the test. You passed. If you didn't pass, you at least learned your lesson, and you don't have to constantly be in a state of battle and defense. You can be in a state of surrender and accept. And that's going to push you to better adapt to the discipline and maintain the motivation that you need. I hope that makes sense. What resources and sense of authority are you overlooking? The King of Coins. You have everything that you need at your fingertips. You think that you need to get this or buy that. You think that you need this person or that person. No, you don't. You have everything that you need at your fingertips and in your heart. The only thing that you need to do is get out of your own way, be more disciplined and strategic, and recognize your power. Sometimes you have to be calculating and manipulate situations to work in the way that you want them to work. And I'm not telling you to manipulate people. I'm telling you to manipulate your emotions, your thought process, and your actions. Okay? So that you can stand in this King of Pentacles position. You're overlooking the fact that you've been there before. You know how to maintain it. You know that you're capable of it, but you're afraid because you feel like you're too caught up in the emotional cycles and the mental habits. And you're not recognizing that you control those things. You're the one that can absolve yourself of those things. So that's the resources and sense of authority that you're overlooking. How can you better use these resources and authority as you plant new seeds for the fiscal new year? You have the King of Cups and the 7 of Cups. This brings you straight back to those emotions, okay? You can use your material authority to be able to better maintain and regulate your emotional authority. And you can use your ability to get out of those karmic emotional cycles, out of those thought processes and habits that keep you stuck, and take the proper emotional assessment to find the root and move on from that. Okay? That is how you can better use the resources and authority as you plant your seeds for the fiscal new year. How can you better balance your intellect and intuition as well as your control and sense of nurturing? We have the Six of Rods in reverse. So this is telling me you need to detach. Detach a little bit from the outcome and focus more on the intention. Okay? Detach from the outcome and focus on the intention. Don't be afraid to jump into emotional new pools just because you've been hurt in the past. Understand and trust that spirit moves people, places, and things out of your way, always to create space for better situations to be able to flow through. It's a matter of your decision making and your perception whether those things pan out the way that they're supposed to. And it all starts with self-worth and confidence. So if you can embrace your self-worth and confidence, if you can walk in a sense of self-love, if you can claim that you deserve the emotional fulfillment and jump into the pool of receiving that, it definitely is going to be yours, okay? And that's going to create a better balance between your intellect and your intuition, because you already know, you're all of a certain age. We know better on certain things, so we do better. So then our knowledge turns then to wisdom. And intellectually speaking, we know, but we also feel, and we're not afraid to disregard our knowledge when we need to go with what we feel, and we're not afraid to disregard our feelings when we need to go with what we know. And when we need to merge them to work for our highest good, then we can find comfort and nurturing in that. I hope that makes sense. Y'all can comment when y'all watch this and let me know if it makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna pull some additional oracles, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. And I promise y'all tonight when I do the live, we'll do a meditation, even if it's not welcoming to wealth. We will do a meditation, but please go and do the welcoming to wealth meditation at least twice this week, please, before the 9th, please. And I thank you. I'm sorry that I don't feel like putting it in this live, but I just don't. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I just don't. Okay, additional oracles. We're gonna just pull some 11 moons oracles, and then we're gonna pull a star seed, okay? And that is going to wrap us up. All right, we have 9, the light of the moon reflected by the sun. So your subconscious coming to the surface to reflect your identity, and that's exactly what public authority is about. Get off your ass and onto your mission. As simple as it sounds, do what you gotta do to get where you're trying to go. Let that thing swing. Don't be afraid to take a risk. The reward is going to be on the other side waiting for you. Dill is a herb of protection and prosperity. You also have Tempereth, which is 6 energy. This is a 6th year, the compassion and beauty of God. I've talked about that in the glance ahead, so I'm not going to talk about it in this live, even though it is coming out, okay? And then let's get a star seed to wrap us up and take us out. And look at us at 25 minutes. I wanted to keep us under 30, so we're doing good. All right, this is what I like to see. We got the portal, baby. The portal, the wild card, the rewards. We get what we've been waiting for. Genie in a bottle. PQRS. All right, it says, doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying yes. You have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into a new reality.
Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy and jump right on in. Ask yourself, what would you like most to experience? All right, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Please tune in live for the live tonight. I'm going to do the lives scheduled after this from now on. Unless I start to notice a trend that y'all aren't watching the lives or coming when I'm doing them live, then I'll go back to doing them and just sending the links. But I'm going to do this for the next couple of months just to make a better flow of things and so that y'all know when I'm going to be live. I'm going to send the live links at the beginning of the week. They'll be scheduled. I'm going to try to do 8 o'clock on Mondays, 8 o'clock on Wednesdays, and 4:15 on Fridays. I know y'all be at work, so if you can't join the oil lamp, if that's something that you want to do. I made mine as a honey jar, so it has sugar and honey and all types of stuff in it. But you don't have to put all that stuff in yours. You can, it depends on your intentions. So I'm going to make a live next week showing y'all how to do that. We're going to preface this cleanse. And of course, we'll do our normal weekly astrology stuff in Love, Sex, Pain. Tonight, I'll be live at 8. Y'all have the link for that. So make sure y'all show up. And I will see y'all then. Okay?